From losing every trade to now being a profitable trader. Here is my story and here is my journey. I hope that if you're watching this video, that this video will actually help you out on your journey in becoming a profitable trader. Now, let's begin. So, in the beginning, how did I become exposed to forex? Right, I had a musician mentor at the time. I was actually doing music and performing, right? And then out of nowhere, I had my Christian music manager explain to me what trading is. And he asked me, do you want to make an extra stream of income? Now, first, since I was unaware of what trading was, I thought it was a scam. Especially at this time in my life, I was younger, and he was exposing me also to an MLM company called IML at the time. Now it's called IM Academy, right? So when I saw that he was making money and how he can make more money, and I actually saw the results of the money he was making, it literally woke something up in me, and I actually took action to get into know and learn about what forex is about. So I started learning. I actually got into the IML Academy at the time, and then I started trading and started demo trading, of course, and started understanding what it means to trade on support and resistance. And I was actually confused. I was really confused. I didn't know what was going on. I kept losing, getting stopped out. The guy was telling me, hey, learn from these videos and then start, developing your trading skills. But I was still confused. The only thing I knew how to do was enter my trades, and I also knew how to manage MT4, right? That's the only thing I knew how to do. But then I started understanding and realizing that IML wasn't for me. First off, they were paying they was getting us to, you had to pay a monthly fee. And basically I was wasting money paying a monthly fee when I could have been saving that money for a live account. So I said, you know what, I'm out of this company. I don't believe that this is for me. But at the same time, I shout out to them, IM Academy, because they did teach me how to trade. Okay. And if many of you who are watching this video, many of you probably have learned how to trade forex from them or somebody who was a mentor in that that company. But for some of you guys have learned from another mentor, found forex on YouTube and just did it that way, and that's cool. So I went on my journey and I got into a group called Forexia, and at the time Forexia had 5-6 different mentors, and I learned about the market maker method, right? This market maker method strategy was actually great for me at the time. It was better than the support and resistance strategy that IML was teaching me at the time with the harmonic scanner and everything. Then I started developing this strategy, and I'm like, wow, I started demo trading it. I was, seeing profits, but every single time I put in some live funds and I started trading those live funds, I will constantly lose, and I just didn't understand why I was losing. I would say that I was doing everything you can possibly think wrong in the book. I went from trading like maybe a couple times a day to trading like 5 times a day. So I was definitely over leveraging, over trading. I was definitely revenge trading because I wanted to make those profits back either that day or the next. And I wasn't necessarily using proper risk management. So I was not a disciplined trader at the time. So I just kept losing. And even though the strategy was good, and there was times I would be up in profit, like maybe $200, $300. I'd be like, wow, $200, $300. And then all of a sudden, the market would start going in the opposite direction. And I realized I didn't take profit, and it's just in negative again. And just keep going down, and down. and this happened for at least a good 2 years. I was just up and down in the trading industry, learning about forex and trying to figure out how it can become profitable. However, through forex, I was able to become a little bit more profitable, but not consistently profitable. I didn't know how to take profits. I wasn't really securing the bag when I was up in profits. I always wanted more. So I struggled with FOMO as a trader. So within being in Forexia for about 2 years, I decided to go my own route. Okay, and I started learning from a guy named Ty Trillionaire. And he's a trend line trader, supply and demand, support and resistance, you name it. Then I started seeing more profits from there, but I was also still constantly losing because I still did not transfer what I was doing wrong, or I wasn't fixing that issue. I wasn't fixing the problem of me still over leveraging, over trading, FOMO, revenge trading, you name it. So I constantly was just in the red, and I just did not explain why. And he would actually tell you what to do, what not to do. So he was actually teaching me proper risk management at the time, but I still would not listen to him, even though he was giving good advice. Like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, but then I'll do the opposite once, when it comes to live trading, it's a lot different than just seeing, right? So then after this, I just started questioning myself, man. I just really started questioning myself on why am I not seeing these profits? And come to realize the issue was not the markets, because I would blame the markets. I would blame maybe the mentors in Forexia. But in reality, it was me. It was me for why I was not succeeding in the market, in this industry. And that's the reason why I started getting really discouraged. At one point, I was thinking about giving up. I was really thinking about, like, maybe I should let this stuff go. Maybe it's not for me. And I will be honest with you. Forex is not for everybody. If anybody tells you that Forex, everybody can do it, it's a lie. Everybody cannot do this. Everybody does not have the mentality to do this, and everybody does not have the same drive to do this. So if you were forced into this industry and you're just losing because you was just forced into this industry, I think you should reconsider what you really want to do in life and go after that. Don't feel like you have to chase something that somebody told you to chase, but in reality, you don't even like it. Like for Forex, you have to have a drive. For trading in general, you have to have a drive, a passion, not to just make money, but to be an entrepreneur and a businessman. Okay, so if you have that drive and passion to actually trade and make money, then I would say stay in the trading industry, because it's the best opportunity and the best side hustle compared to many other side hustles. This side hustle, it gives you way more money, way more liquidity to make profits in this market than any other side hustle business, unless you're really, really smart and you really know how to grow a business real fast. So I was just like questioning myself, like, should I give up? Should I continue in this market? I don't know. At the time, I was just like, man, this ain't making no sense. But then I ran across a guy named Doyle Exchange, and I was like, okay, let me see what this guy's about. So I started looking at his YouTube videos, and in the same way, it was similar to ICT and even Ty Trillionaire, similar to Ty Trillionaire. Like, if you think about it, a lot of the systems are about the same when it comes to supply and demand and support and resistance, breakout, retest. They're usually the same. It's just they're taught differently, and everybody has their different strategy style, is what I could say. But for some reason, he made it so simple that even a baby or a child could understand it. I think him and Ty Trillionaire made trading the most purest in this rawest form, right? ICT, which is too confusing for me, in my opinion. That's everybody has their opinion, everybody has their way of learning, but ICT was just way too confusing for me. But Ty Trillionaire and Doyle Exchange, these two guys was just so simple. But Doyle Exchange at the time was very simple, and he was really raw and honest on his journey, and that's what made me drive to do what I do in this industry because I realized, like, man, this guy struggled just like I did. We have different journeys and different situations when it comes to money management and our jobs. But at the same time, we can relate to like losses. So in this point of time in my life, I was still losing. And then I look at his strategy and start understanding his strategy. And all of a sudden, it's like I started seeing more profits from the trades that I was taking from any other style of trading that I've ever learned. This is what changed my trajectory on forex, and this is how I started profiting. Along with that, he started teaching, along with Ty Trillionaire, and I give him the flowers for this too. But they both taught discipline. But again, when I was listening to him at the time, Dual Exchange, he was talking about discipline. He was talking about consistency. He was talking about being consistency. Having consistency would lead to profitability, of course. And he would even say, like, even having a losing trade. Like, having a losing trade is a part of the forex game. That's something that I could not accept. Like, every single time I lost, I could not accept the fact that I lost. I would always try to prove to myself or others, even people at the time that I was teaching, how you can be profitable in this game. And every time I lose, I could not accept that loss. So, I started seeing more profitability when I started getting my discipline in place. I started becoming more disciplined, using proper risk management, which is probably one of the most important things that you need to develop as a trader and become a habit. I started trading on only certain days. I stopped trading like 5 days a week. I started trading only 4 days a week, which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And I started accepting my losses. And I realized the less that I trade, the more money I made. And I literally just got like a $700 payout, like from like I just say, you know what, let me just throw $1,000 like about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I just took within that week or two, I literally made about $700. And me and my wife was planning on going this trip, and I withdrew that money, and I literally said, listen, this is possible, right? But even before that, that's when the profitability started happening for me. And what I could teach you guys who are watching this video, it takes time. It's just a process. You're not going to get it all at once. And I think the problem is everybody's trying to run in a straight line when they think it's just going to happen in a straight line, like everything's just going to come great and gravy, when they forget that your losses are your lessons. You know, the losses are a part of your journey. And if you learn from your losses, if you learn from your mistakes, if you learn on this journey, you're only going to speed up your success. So you become profitable when you learn from your mistakes and you actually become disciplined as a trader. You stick with your trading plan and you stick to the trajectory on this path, and you will start seeing this. Instead of seeing this and this wave going down, you start doing like this, because every successful businessman has this, every single one. Even if one shot straight up, you still got a dip somehow, right? And then you got another, shooting up. And the reason for that is because we all realize that we are all learning. No matter how good you are, you cannot become comfortable in this game, because once you become comfortable, you can be right back to the losing streak. And on top of that, you'll start hurting yourself and your confidence. So this is the reason why it's so important, especially if you want to become a full-time day trader. I hope that my story in my life is helping you as a trader, because this is what led to my profitability, and it can definitely boost and quicken your success if you learn from this video. I encourage you to watch this video over and over and over again, right? The answer is, if you become a disciplined trader, if you use proper risk management, if you stay to your strategy, right? If you don't overtrade, if you're not over risking, if you're limiting days to trade, if you even the setups that you take, if you know that setup is not a good setup, do not take it. Take setups that are quality setups. That's how you are going to become profitable, and that's how I started becoming profitable. And the last point I want to make is profitability is actually going to help you more understand who you were versus who you are now. When you look at the profits that you have attained, you're like, wow, look who I am now versus who I was then, and try to differentiate what made you a profitable trader. Because a lot of traders will become profitable, make some money, and then start boasting about how much money they make, and then the very next week they're on this losing streak and they lose it all. That's why you cannot get comfortable. And honestly, that's why you don't see me flashing on YouTube saying this is how much money I make. I can care less if you think that I'm not making money. I can care less if a YouTuber who's watching this would comment on the video like, you're not making any money. I don't care. My journey is my journey. If I'm happy with my $700 withdrawal, I'm happy. And also, by the way, I was about to pass a 100K challenge, 25K challenge. So I don't care what other people think, right? My journey is my journey. This journey of success is a journey, and it can take years. This is my 5th year trading forex, so it's a process. So don't let people discourage you, because you're always going to have the negative comments. You're always going to have somebody out there being negative on what you are doing. No matter how positive this video is, somebody can actually watch this video and actually, for some reason, throw in a comment of, this is what I think you're not doing right. And it's just like, well, I'm encouraging traders who are watching this video about my journey, my story. My story is my story. Your story is your story. I believe we should negate the toxicity in our YouTube space for traders and start throwing the positivity for YouTube traders. So I hope this video was definitely helpful. The next video I will be talking about is, if you're struggling to get a withdrawal, this is what you must do. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.